Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been around a woman and something just felt off? She wasn't flirting outright. She wasn't making a move, but her energy was different. Her body language was warm. Her eyes lingered a little too long, and something in your gut whispered, she's trying to seduce you. But here's the problem most men run into. They miss the signs, because real seduction, the kind that flips a man's mind and scrambles his rational thinking, it's not loud, it's not obvious, it's subtle. And if you don't see it for what it is, you'll fall for it emotionally, or worse, you'll chase it. When in reality, you were supposed to be the one leading. In this video, we're going to break down 5 subtle, almost invisible signs that she's secretly trying to seduce you. Whether it's for validation, power, or genuine desire, this is not about being paranoid. It's about being awake. Let's get into it. Part 1. Her eyes say it before her words. Here's the first sign. Her eyes break the rules. You're in a room full of people. Nothing unusual happening. You're not even talking to her, but you feel it. Her gaze is on you. Not just once, not just a glance, but over and over, lingering. Now here's the trick. She'll look at you long enough for you to notice, then she'll look away, smile slightly, maybe even act disinterested. Why? Because seduction is a dance of tension. Too much too soon kills the mystery. Too little and you won't chase. So she gives you just enough to wonder. A Stoic man doesn't rush to interpret this as a green light. He observes, he acknowledges it, but he waits. Because the eyes lie less than words, but they still lie. Part 2. She weaponizes proximity. The second subtle sign is this. She keeps accidentally getting close to you, not in a way that's obvious. She's not throwing herself at you, but every time you turn around, she's nearby. The gym. She switches equipment next to you at a party. She moves just close enough to be in earshot. In conversation, she leans in just a little more than necessary. Is it coincidence? Maybe, but Stoicism teaches us to read patterns, not emotions. 1 time is chance, 2 times is curiosity. 3 times? She knows exactly what she's doing. This is non-verbal escalation. She's testing how much space you'll allow her to take, and she's subtly asking, do I have your attention yet? Here's what a lot of men do wrong. They confuse this for affection. They lean in emotionally, they give validation. And just like that, they've lost the frame. A Stoic man holds still. Let her move toward your gravity, not the other way around. Part 3. She mirrors your masculine energy sign number 3. She subtly reflects your Stoic traits back to you. Women are natural social mirrors, but when she's interested, when she's seducing, she doesn't just mimic, she calibrates. Watch her behavior. You speak calmly, she lowers her voice. You stay composed, she slows her words. You give short, intentional responses. Suddenly, she stops over-explaining. Why? Because she's trying to sync her energy to yours. It's subconscious, it's ancient, and it works. But here's where it gets dangerous. This can create false compatibility. You might start thinking, she's different, she gets me. When in reality, she's just adapting. Because that's what seduction is, a chameleon game. So how do you protect yourself? Easy. Don't get pulled into emotional illusion. Keep testing for authenticity. Is she consistent with others? Does her softness last when you say no? Because real attraction doesn't require acting. It just shows up. Part 4. She talks about other men, but it's not what you think. 550, the 4th subtle sign. She casually drops other men into the conversation, intentionally. Most guys hear this and assume she's not interested. She mentioned a guy, she's taken. But sometimes, she's doing the exact opposite. See, by bringing up other male attention, she's creating a subtle competition. She's telling you, I'm desired. I have options. Would you even fight for me? She's planting a psychological seed. It's not a rejection. It's a seduction tactic rooted in scarcity. And here's the cold truth. Most men fail this test. They either become insecure or they start chasing to win her. A Stoic man doesn't play that game. He doesn't compete for attention. He commands it by being unmoved. Because when a woman tries to use others to get your interest, it's not proof of her value, it's proof she's not sure of yours. Part 5. She finds reasons to touch you, but makes you initiate emotionally. And here's the fifth and most dangerous sign. She touches you lightly, innocently. But emotionally, she holds back. She'll brush past you, touch your arm during a joke, fix a thread on your shirt, all while maintaining a mask of, it's nothing. But when it comes to vulnerability, feelings, intentions, she lets you do all the emotional lifting. This is classic feminine seduction, physical invitation, emotional withholding. Why? Because if she can get you chasing without ever putting her own feelings at risk, she wins. She gets the validation, the attention, and if she wants, the control. A Stoic man. He doesn't confuse touch with truth. He watches for congruence. Does her emotional availability match her physical cues? Because if she's touching but not connecting, she's not building something, she's baiting you. The Stoic response to seduction. How? Here's the final message. Seduction isn't always sexual. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's strategic. Sometimes it's a woman trying to feel powerful by making you feel wanted. As a man who practices Stoicism, you must understand, attention is not affection. Proximity is not connection. Flirtation is not intent. Your power lies in restraint, in discernment, in being the one who sees through the performance and chooses how to respond with calm, grounded clarity. Because the man who can't be seduced easily becomes the one who seduces without trying. Why Stoic men are so hard to seduce. Let's dive a little deeper. Have you ever wondered why some men seem completely unfazed by feminine charm? Why they don't get pulled into emotional games, don't overreact to teasing, don't lose themselves in desire? It's not because they don't feel, it's because they've trained themselves to feel without reacting. That's the Stoic edge. Stoic men live by principle, not impulse. They know that the greatest power isn't control over others, it's control over themselves. So when a woman tries to seduce with subtlety, through glances, proximity, emotional withdrawal, he doesn't flinch, he doesn't chase, he doesn't interpret her attention as a signal of value. Because here's the brutal truth. A woman's desire for you is not your reward. Your reward is the man you've become by not needing it. Let that sink in. How to train your response. So how do you build this discipline? Simple. You train your responses long before you're tested. You spend time in silence. You learn to sit with discomfort. You master delayed gratification. You embrace solitude as a strength, not a punishment. Because the man who needs nothing is seduced by nothing. Every interaction becomes a choice, not a compulsion. And every woman, no matter how beautiful or clever, is met with calm evaluation, not emotional urgency. You don't just become a Stoic man in theory. You become one in practice, in the quiet moments, in the hard decisions, in how you respond when your ego is flattered and your desire is provoked. That's where true power is forged. If this video gave you clarity, give it a like. If you know a man who constantly gets pulled by female energy, send this to him. He may not know what's happening, but he needs to. And if you're serious about mastering your mind, your emotions, and your presence as a man, subscribe for more. This is where modern masculinity meets ancient wisdom. This is Stoicism, and this is just the beginning. Stay calm, stay sharp, and as always, lead.